So I think upon reflection, like looking back at this series of films and looking back at Edward as like a character and how awfully he treats Bella and how kind of shit Bella's character is in many ways. Like, it's not really an empowering image for young ladies. I think like whenever we're talking about movies on this podcast, we're like diving into like, you know, character and story development. A film like this would never hold up now, and nor should it. But I will still defend it until the day I die because of that nostalgia. But I think the most amazing thing about this film for me when I was a teenager is that a lot of love stories that I had seen up until that point was like a guy being super bashful around a girl and then like asking her out and then like being so nervous and so shy and like, what if she doesn't think I'm cool? And I remember thinking, where are all the guys like that? I feel like all the boys in my school are just mean to me. And they're like, where are the guys that are like, I hope that she like says yes when I ask her to prom. There's no one asking me to prom, like ever. And so there's a really poignant part at the beginning of the movie when Edward dashes across the parking lot and stops the van from hitting the red van from hitting Bella. And then in the aftermath, Bella confronts him about it and is like, you move in mysterious ways, young man. And he just like fully gaslights her and is like, what do you think you saw? Kind of thing. And I remember at the ripe age of like 12, sitting in that living room that night and thinking, that's real. I can imagine a boy at my school saying that. Like, this is the coolest, realist male character I've ever seen in my life.
Because he's just like a gaslighter.
Because he's just a neggy prick.
and the fact that in your young teenage mind you were inspired by that.
Fully.
That was a real love story.
It was a real love story to me because I was like, I can imagine this happening. Someone being really into you thinking that someone's into you because they keep being around you, and then like something happens and you talk to them about it and then they're all like, you're fucking crazy. I remember thinking, that's real. That's love.
Wow.
How fucked up is that?
This is very interesting because I feel like out of all of my circle of friends and women that I've ever spoken to about their first relationships, they're all very toxic and traumatic. And it's like a rite of passage for I'm going to say a woman, but it's only because I have those conversations with women, for anybody maybe, to have a toxic relationship as their first relationship. I definitely did for my first relationship. So as a young person, you thought that this is a really true depiction of what it's like to chase someone or like someone.
Mm-hmm. Is it because the young men see things like this and become like that? Or is it because the young men are like that and so you're drawn to stories like that? Is that what you're saying? No.
Sort of.
Because like, I just don't know. I don't know what it is about, like, I don't know, young guys and acting that way. I don't know where they get it from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there sure as hell aren't, like, no young man was like, Edward Cullen is my guy.
No.
Like, no one, like...
But even both ways,
cared.
though, girls will want a problematic relationship, which is, like, full of passion and, like... confusing obstacles and stuff like that. Like, I wanted that when I was younger. I wanted to like have this like really passionate like love affair with somebody and not be treated very nicely.
Weird.
Weird.
True. Like normal, hopefully.
Yeah, I think like most people do feel that when they're younger because you just want that. It's just fun. You're not really thinking about your well-being back then.
Yeah.
You're just going for the lust.
The journey is like as much part of it as, you know, I feel like now I'm like working on a relationship as like a destination. But then I was just like, who knows who is going to be texting me in 3 weeks' time. But right now I'm having my heart crushed to a million pieces by George from maths class. I don't know what it is about young boys and young girls and having traumatic relationships, but this film definitely saw the gap in the market and said, let's
do it.
Let's do it.
Because she literally gives up, or she wants to give up everything that she has ever known and had and like everything ever for this guy.
Yeah.
And we watched that and went, oh my God, amazing.
Yeah.
And that's so bad. Rewatching it after having loved it for so many years, what was funny for that reason, because I was like, because I still horribly like loved it all for all the same reasons as I used to, but I was like, oh my God, it's so bad that I love it for all these parts, because it's just so, it's not a great message.